A 75-year-old comedy icon has just ignited the biggest firestorm in Hollywood today. Bill Murray's career has faced setbacks in recent years. Productions have halted abruptly. Former collaborators have spoken out about difficulties working with him. But the true headline isn't just the past incidents. It's what he's openly saying about them in 2025. At the Sundance Film Festival earlier this year, he made reflective statements that have everyone in the industry buzzing. The 1970 airport bust was minor by comparison. The on-set clashes over the decades pale next to it. What's dominating conversations now stems from complaints spanning years, including a high-profile 2022 allegation. And Murray's candid response, it's far from a simple apology, and it's sparking endless debate online. Bill Murray was born on September 21, 1950, in Evanston, Illinois. His real journey started in Wilmette, in a crowded, lively home filled with 9 kids and the constant struggle to make ends meet. He was the 5th child. Just a typical Irish Catholic boy with second-hand clothes, sharp wit, and little else. His father, Edward, sold lumber, earning roughly $13,000 to $18,000 annually, barely covering a large family and private school tuition. The Murray brothers caddied at Indian Hill Club, trekking miles for $3.50 a round, turning over every penny to the household. Their home was chaotic, voices always overlapping, but the dinner table had one unbreakable rule. If you couldn't make people laugh, you washed the dishes. His father battled diabetes and passed away in December 1967 at age 46. Bill was 17. The world shifted overnight. The noisy, tight-knit chaos grew heavier. His mother, Lucille, worked exhausting shifts in a medical supply mailroom to keep the family afloat while 9 children grappled with loss. Bill's brother, Brian, dropped out of college, returned home, and landed work at Second City. That stage would soon shape Bill's destiny. Bill never followed a conventional roadmap. At St. Joseph's, he played sports and studied minimally to get by. He devoured stories of American rebels and adventurers, Kit Carson, Wild Bill Hickok, rule breakers who took risks. That defiant streak took root early. At Loyola Academy, he golfed, started a rock band called the Dutch Masters, and traded jokes with classmates and faculty alike. He covered Beatles songs, ad-libbed lyrics, and used humor to escape sorrow. The band became his first real platform. He rarely left the spotlight after that. In 1968, he headed to Denver for pre-med studies at Regis University, but it fizzled quickly. Homesickness hit hard, grades plummeted. He hitchhiked back to Illinois, encountering odd-kind, eccentric strangers en route. Those random encounters taught him more than any classroom. On his 20th birthday in 1970, he joked at O'Hare Airport security about bombs in his luggage. Agents searched and discovered nearly 10 pounds of marijuana valued at $20,000. The incident made front-page news in the Chicago Tribune. He received probation and left college permanently. Rather than derail, he redirected. Brian, now at Second City, got him in the door. By 1973, Bill joined the touring troupe. Soon, he hit the main stage alongside John Candy and Betty Thomas. He portrayed a quirky lounge singer, deadpan, erratic, satirizing cheesy performers with fractured charisma. He once injured a heckler's arm in a scuffle, then bought the guy a drink and drove him to the ER. It became mythic. He was raw, unpredictable, magnetic. In 1974, he relocated to New York for the National Lampoon Radio Hour with Gilda Radner, John Belushi, and Christopher Guest. Pure mayhem, pure brilliance. He voiced a glitchy elevator operator, a kung fu Santa, and endless absurdities. During one sketch, he accidentally ignited a prop, nearly burning the stage. The crowd loved it. He thrived on the edge of catastrophe. His TV breakthrough arrived with ABC's short-lived Saturday Night Live in 1975, hosted by Howard Cosell. There, he debuted Nick the Lounge Singer, mangling tunes like Feelings. It landed, but stardom built slowly. When auditioning for NBC's SNL, he flopped initially. Producers hired him as a writer instead. He honed material backstage, awaiting opportunity. It came when Chevy Chase departed. Murray replaced him. His debut bombed. He pleaded for laughs. But the lounge singer returned triumphantly. Gradually, he became essential, eccentric, cutting, utterly original. He donned a stovepipe hat no one wore outside history books. It was January 15, 1977, and Bill Murray's Abraham Lincoln wasn't delivering addresses. He was job interviewing. In archaic language, he answered contemporary questions dead seriously, fiddling with sideburns and insisting on keeping the hat. The absurdity clicked. Dangerously close to failing, yet it soared. Early in his SNL run, but by April, he hosted, and Lincoln reappeared. His timing and delivery immortalized it. SNL referenced it for years. It succeeded because it felt gloriously off-kilter. On October 14, 1978, he arranged family photos with rag dolls before 20 million viewers. As a demanding photographer, he repositioned limbs, insisted on mimed actions like eating invisible pasta. Largely improvised, Al Franken provided the outline, Murray freelanced wildly. Steve Martin hosted, Blondie performed, but Murray dominated with chaos. It got replayed, analyzed, revived. Weird, physical, unrestrained, it elevated him beyond ensemble player. By 1980, he guided tours of a fictional ancient site built from cinnamon buns. Airing April 5th, it was surreal delirium. He raved about pastry civilizations, blurring fact and fiction masterfully. Cast transitions loomed, yet Murray felt invincible. His improvisational rants influenced his future roles. Like in The Life Aquatic, that episode drew 13.5 million viewers. Even disorder carried weight. Backstage, fractures emerged. John Dominion's 1980 producer takeover grated Murray. He publicly criticized the show's lost sharpness. On May 24th, with Buck Henry hosting, Murray appeared sarcastically, implying the end. 3 seasons done, he exited. The rift led to Dominion's firing too. 12 million watched, but it signaled closure. Murray moved on, not without near disaster. In 1979, he pranked John Belushi with fireworks in his dressing room. They exploded loudly. Security intervened. No injuries, but it unnerved many. Hilarious to some, alarming to others. That reckless brilliance defined the era, one spark from Inferno. Filming Meatballs in 1978 on a $1.6 million budget at a real Ontario camp proved chaotic. Kids as extras rebelled over disrupted activities, one day slashing tires after delays. Yet the mayhem infused the film. Murray ad-libbed, "It just doesn't matter," in the dodgeball sequence. Its core, it grossed $43 million. From comic to leading man, Caddyshack cemented legend status. His Cinderella story monologue? Unscripted. One take after Harold Ramis asked about imaginary commentary. Carl Spackler nearly cut, but saved by Murray and Ramis. Shot mostly in 6 improvised days. $6 million budget, $40 million domestic haul. The monologue defined it. But temper flared. He destroyed a $10,000 water feature in frustration. Crew stunned, Ramis calm. The imperfection felt authentic, costly, but mythic. Where the Buffalo roam, 1980 saw him embody Hunter S. Thompson intensely, hanging with the real Thompson, tied up, pool dunked. Arrived on SNL sets in character. Weak script rewritten mid-shoot, ending reshot last minute. Press screening scrapped. Murray haunted by the role post-rap. Stripes, 1981, brought fresh anarchy. Mud wrestling, Murray's pitch. Added lines like the Aunt Jemima quip. Filmed in real mud, he accidentally punched himself, requiring stitches. Nearly X-rated, recut twice. John Candy loathed it, refusing shirtless. But it endured as cult classic from mishaps, injury, ad-libs, defiance. Murray immersed deeply, sometimes excessively. On 1984's Ghostbusters, a flirtatious scene with Sigourney Weaver turned unscripted when he grabbed her unexpectedly. Cameras halted hours. Weaver unsettled, set tense. His improv famed, but this overstepped. Resolved enough to finish, but lingered despite $295 million global success. Little Shop of Horrors, 1986. As masochistic patient Arthur Denton opposite Steve Martin, he ignored script entirely. 20+ takes over days, once passed out from nitrous bid intensity. Editors juggled wildly varying versions. Scrooged, 1988. Co-produced, rewrote constantly, cut profane elf rant, hilarious on set, too raw for PG-13. Quick Change, 1990. Co-directed after original exited, insisted on 40% improv, messy, $15 million versus $17 million budget. Cult over time for eccentricity. What about Bob? 1991. Method stalked, Richard Dreyfuss off camera. Restaurants, hotels. Dreyfuss furious, nearly quit. Delays, tensions, $80 million gross, but Dreyfuss silent on Murray years later. Groundhog Day, 1993. Exhausted, learned complex piano by ear, doubled for close-ups. 100+ takes, channeled burnout into Phil Connors. $105 million, but personal toll evident. Ed Wood, 1994. As transgender Bunny Breckenridge, all in, platinum hair, in character nonstop. Brought nuance, respect. Post-Ghostbusters The 2, 1989, held out 2 years over $20 million royalties dispute. Sued, settled privately, delayed sequels, influenced star contracts. By 1998, cracks showed. Rushmore. Wes Anderson's script demanded quiet regret. Murray, 47, lost weight, drew from buried pain, like 1970 arrest-ending dreams. Flopped, $17 million, but shifted perception. The Royal Tenenbaums, 2001. Mumbled ad-libs, bathrobe direct-to-camera. Imperfect, kept. Lost in Translation, 2003. Minimal outline, hotel isolation. Bob Harris mirrored Fading Star. Oscar nod. Secret Whisper revealed 2025. Don't Forget Me. The Life Aquatic, 2004. Absurd underwater quest masking grief. Harpoon mishap grazed Owen Wilson. Refused diving. Faked scenes. Broken Flowers, 2005. Road trip to ex-lovers. Personal marriage crumbling echoed in solitary scenes. $13 million, but deepened new Murray. Get Low, 2010. Clashed pace, stormed off. Costly delays. Being Mortal, 2022. Rehearsal misconduct allegation. Straddled crew member. Kissed through masks. Complaint filed. Production shut. Near $100,000 settlement. Murray called it funny. Felt barbecued. 2016. Ghostbusters cameo amid leaked critical emails. Other sets. Accidental injuries. Delays. 2020. On the Rocks. Nostalgic blurred lines. 2023. Ant-Man. Refused green screen. Multiple takes. 2025. At Sundance for the Friend. Admitted laziness. Seeking roles actively. Found penance in flawed characters. I've done some damage. Later interviews reflected on being mortal. Still funny. Educational on changing times. Upcoming, Riff Raff, the Phoenician Scheme cameo as God. Planning 2026 singing tour, Dylan, Kinks. Why not? Bill Murray never took the expected path. Arrested young, self-injured late, whispered secrets revealed decades on. He transforms chaos into art, errors into icons, reflection into resonance. He didn't merely evolve his career. He redefined how we view those who make us laugh, flaws and all.